Just a quick one, okay? Good morning, killers. All right, I want to talk about our match against Monaco, where we lost 3-0. All right, in this match, we didn't perform up to par. What we're expecting from the excitement that's been generated through the preseason, we're expecting something very that will give us a lot of joy, but we couldn't get that simply because the team players could not perfectly integrate the flick vertical play and highline pressing very, very much. And the reason is not far-fetched, guys. All right. The first team players were used for the first time in the preseason, and there was this minimal expectations we had for them. Judging from the young players, the reserve teams, their performance in the preseason, and what they have displayed, they've displayed a unique sense of mentality. Okay, all right. They exhibited that level of intention to win. They were exhibiting this intention to win, and we saw it in them, the way they played the preseason against Real Madrid. They played very well against AC Milan. Though there was this sense of there was this lack of intent, in them when the match started, and that was why AC Milan ran into a 2-2 lead. But they came back stronger and they were able to do well. And then, these are players that have majorly, they are young players, they don't have experience, and just 2 weeks of working with Hansi Flick, they were able to integrate, so they were able to learn so many things, and was able to represent that mentality on the field of play. All right, so against Monaco, they introduced a whole lot of first team players. All right, but look at what we saw. We messed up ourselves. They messed up themselves on the field of play. They couldn't integrate that vertical play. Their positioning was wrong most of the time. And this was what Xavi has been complaining over time. So Xavi has been complaining about this, all right, when he was there, the position of the team and all that. These same players that, just imagine it, just make a comparison within 2 weeks of working on the reserve team players, they were able to do some certain things to some extent. But these players these first team players just came back, and then we're expecting that, since these people are reserve team players and these ones are first team players, there is a kind of minimum requirements that we need of them. And they went there, they couldn't do anything. I think the fact that Xavi did not succeed was more of the fault of the players rather than his ideas. Because once Xavi cannot come into the field and do the thing himself. And one player I will have to mention is Ter Stegen. I don't know. I've been particular and I've been critical about Ter Stegen for a very long time. There are times when Ter Stegen does not show the mentality that is required of a traditional Barcelona keeper. And that is my problem with him. Most of the time when the defense does anything, perform any kind of error on the field, and the ball is between him and the player that is facing him, most of the time he gives up before even the player kicks the ball. And that's the point. That is where we draw the line between a world-class keeper and a keeper that is not just doing well. Ter Stegen, don't get me wrong, Ter Stegen has the ability to do well. He has the charisma of a normal, prolific goalkeeper. However, sometimes he gives up too quickly. I cannot blame him for the first goal against Monaco. Yes, Bernal was really, really at fault. And since he's young, for him to have come this far, for him to have been able to integrate a whole lot of things, for the team, for this short period of time, just 2 weeks, he was able to learn so many things. We can say that yes, he can learn. All right. For a normal pivot, you don't allow yourself to be in such kind of a position where you're not You are not aware of your environment. When you are receiving the ball from the goalkeeper or from the defender, you are looking sideways. You are looking to your left, to your right, to your back, to know if the player is coming to put you under pressure, and that is what you are supposed to do. So it is something that we can take care of. It's something we can always treat. It's a matter we can treat with the young players. You can be made to be aware. And I believe as a flick knows that, and as a flick will tell him, you have to be 100% vigilant at all time. All right. Yes, that is not the fault of Ter Stegen. But look at the second goal. I am not saying that he didn't go for the ball, but for the fact that the player appears offside doesn't mean he's offside. And sometimes he might even be offside self. Sometimes he might even be offside, but the referee is not willing to listen to any plea going to the VAR. In that case, what do? Will you not start crying after the match that they've started their unfair treatment of Barcelona again? No. Once your defenders performs any kind of error, once your defenders do anything wrong, okay, all right, and you are facing the player, that's the point. You have to rise up to the occasion. You have to go for the ball and do everything you can to save the ball. Then after you save the ball, or after the ball goes into the net, that's when you can now say, okay, let me start, asking them, let me start protesting if it is a foul or whatever, or if it's an offside. He went for the ball quite all right, but the intent, you can see it in him. The intent was not there. The intent to go all out for the ball because you think there is a chance that he will be offside. That was the problem I had. That is the problem I've been having with Ter Stegen for quite some time. And that is why he has not still broken into the German first team, the German national team. That is why he has not, because of the fact that sleep mentality, when he is needed the most, is always fallen under pressure. So if we want to go forward, I sincerely feel that Ter Stegen is not the keeper for us. Is one of the problem of the team. And yes, he performed some kind of save that you wonder, wow, this player, this goalkeeper is a world-class goalkeeper. And that's what he does. And when he does something like this, we are cajoled or we are deceived into thinking that he's the man for the occasion. But to be sincere with you, most of the time, he's not the man for the occasion. There are times your team needs you and you rise up to the occasion. Those times are what makes a team different from a goalkeeper like Thibaut Courtois does not mind your defense. There are many times he has come out to save Real Madrid from embarrassing situations. That is kind of goalkeeper, a goalkeeper that doesn't depend on the performance of his players. He does his work, he rises to the occasion, he gets the job done. That's one of the things. And many other players. What about Lewandowski? Lewandowski is one player that I've lost. Not that he has lost his goal scoring touch. I believe that he's prolific. He has a goal sense. He has, for a player of his kind, or a player of his stature, he's good. He still has that touch with him. But for a team that presses, that is much more physical and want to press for 90 minutes, you can't call Lewandowski. All right, the player has to be good on the ball, but should also be good off the ball too. When your opponents has the ball, how can you apply pressure to them and make sure you recover the ball quite on time? What are you doing? Such kind of a feature is what we don't expect from a player like Lewandowski. Barcelona, I think Barcelona has to go for a striker who has a very big high work rate. How about Gundogan? Gundogan too, the same thing. He's good on the ball. When he has the ball, yes, he's dangerous. He can do anything. But off the ball, these players they are not known for their work rates. They are not known for what they can do off the ball. They are not known for the high pressure of a team. When Gundogan was in Guardiola's team, he was not the one that is tasked with ball recovery. So most of the players, the problem we have is that we have many players that are good on the ball, but we don't have a lot of players that are good off the ball, especially in the first team. And that is why when you look at other team players, they're not good off the ball. But in our reserve team, you can find my advice to Hansi Flick is that he should work more with the reserve players, and then he should integrate those other first team players that has that feature, that unique feature, to be teachable. People that you can instruct and they can learn. These players that have been spending a number of years doing a whole lot, working professionally, they have proven that if they have not learned from Xavi for how many years with Xavi, will they be able to learn under Hansi Flick? The fact that Hansi Flick could pass his ideas to the reserve team in such short period, then we can say that yes, these players can learn within a short period of time. We can teach these players. So that's the fact. That is what I think. Okay, for me, they should integrate Astralaga as our first choice keeper, and possibly Pena. But Pena has also shown that he too is not dependable. For me, Astralaga is one of the best options for me. You understand? And we should integrate people that have the ability to work both on the ball and off the ball. And that is my take. I just very much hope that this season will be very, very good for us, because we Barcelona fans has really seen a whole lot of nonsense. It is about time these people started producing results for us. I'm telling you, thank you very much. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so now, so that you can gain access to a lot of content like this. Thank you very much, and good luck.